Have you ever wondered what secrets are in video games? Let's freaking go. Let's find out, baby.
Solution is one of the most underrated games in the franchise, and that's especially true when you find this hidden Easter egg. During the end of the road mission, your objective is pretty simple. Here's a guy you kidnapped, now take him out. Fair enough, you are a hitman after all, but what if you suddenly decide that this random vulture is your target instead?
What is going on? Whoa, hey, that's a pretty sick way to do it. I have to admit, being taken out into a desert is probably like one of the worst ways to go. Like having to dig your own grave. No thanks. I don't want to dig anything. I don't even like holes. You know what? Just leave me. I'll rot. It's fine. The eagles will get me. I don't want to be in a hole.
What happens to the people in Cyberpunk after they've passed away? Pretty random question, but the answer behind it is actually amazing. At funerals, instead of a picture, they have the entire hologram of the person who died.
Whoa. Okay, that's creepy.
Super sweet? Well, that's unless you have hacking abilities. Any hacker could just break into someone's funeral, change the hologram, and suddenly their deceased family member is now a little too excited.
Oh, dude, what? You can make them dance? That's mean. That's not fair. You can't do that. Someone's family member. That's a funeral, dude. You can't disrespect a funeral like that. I think that sometimes the more analog, basic method is the better way that we should be going with this. Sometimes you don't need high tech. In the world of Cyberpunk, maybe we don't need to replace our eyeballs with optic analyzers. Maybe our eyeballs are actually pretty good as they are. As I say, as I'm a guy that wears glasses, yeah, my eyeballs clearly aren't as good as they should be, right? That's insane.
Things get really strange in Gears of War Judgment. While playing the Aftermath campaign, there's a side door you can go through that'll eventually lead you to this balcony.
What in God's name is Gears of War Judgment? It was developed for the Xbox 360. What is this? The fourth game of the Gears of War franchise. What? When did this come out? I didn't know that this was a thing. Came on Xbox? When? It follows the blonde guy? I never knew that this was a game. It cost $60 million to develop, and I've never heard of it in my life.
You're rewarded with a sniper, and most people would turn back, but this weapon's here for a reason. If you use it to look into the distance, there's a dude just chilling up here, but shoot him and it turns out he's actually friendly.
Wait, does it make it high?
See that every day.
That's kind of cool.
That's the only time a game surprised us. In Saints Row, there's plenty of weird Easter eggs, but
wait, which Saints Row are we talking about? Are we talking about the new one? If we're talking about the new one, the company that developed the new Saints Row actually went bust and shut down, which is pretty sad because I know that making games isn't easy. And when you make a game that flops, that's gotta feel so bad. Working on something for years and just making a game, you release it and everyone's like, this is some pretty booty butt cheeks. Don't really want to play this video game, actually. Everyone gives it mediocre reviews and then moves on after a week. That's gotta feel pretty bad. But at the same time, if your game isn't very good and it doesn't really keep to the spirit of the franchise, then maybe people shouldn't be buying it. It's a tough situation to be in. A little sad, but they're gone now.
As random as this bush. Now, what could be so unusual about a regular old bush, you might ask? Well, let me just unmute the video.
Oh my darling Clementine.
Turns out this singing is a reference to the Three Amigos, and if you were wondering why it's so annoying, the movie has an ongoing joke about how it won't shut up.
Hello? It actually says something that I actually have no idea after watching that gameplay, whether it was the new Saints Row or the older Saints Row. I haven't played either of them. I know that the old ones are really good, but I actually couldn't tell just from that footage whether or not it was new or old.
And while that's pretty strange, it's nothing compared to someone who famously came back to life. You can find them in Goat Simulator 3 by walking up to this rock. Now, there's not much you can do to this thing as a goat except—
Is this Jesus? Is this the Jesus rock? It is a rock that is covering up a rocky cave-like area. It looks like a tomb. Did they put Jesus in Goat Simulator?
At it, but of course that's what opens it up. Well, great job. You've now
oh my days, it is. Oh my God, it is actually literally.
Although you
That's pretty brave of them to do that.
really pay attention in Crysis 3. It's not exactly known for its comedy, yet at one point in the game, there's an alien who walks in front of this dumpster. If you've been stealthy up until this point, you'll now get the option to power kick it straight into him.
You went for miles there. Good kick. Hey, listen, he should be doing professional kickball or American football. Not this murdering aliens thing. We need to make a peace treaty and then a kickball league.
This is the only time you get a round of applause in the entire game, and I'm just wondering where the live studio audience came from. Taking it back to Hitman Absolution, it's not often you get to eliminate your target with a nuclear bomb. But in the Dexter's Laboratory mission, they have one hanging right from the ceiling.
Wait, we're just gonna brush over that. It's the Dexter's Laboratory mission. That's not an actual mission. Oh, it's called Dexter Industries. It's a laboratory. Oh, that has to be a Dexter's Laboratory reference, right?
Most players would assume it's a decoration or that it was disarmed years ago, but Agent 47 contests that theory.
Why? I don't understand. I find it kind of weird that there are 2 video games in which a place that people live in and work in and thrive in has a nuclear weapon just there available to explode. They do it in Hitman and they also do it in Fallout. Surely if there is a nuclear weapon, you would try and be as far away from as possible from that, would you not? I would probably try not to be next to the nuke because, crazy example here, what if it were to explode? What would we do then?
I just love when developers
probably
put these tiny secrets into games, and that's why Sea of Thieves is so incredible. There's a chance you'll come across this island with a skeleton named Griffin who's just laying here trying to eat a banana.
Hey, Griffin.
Obviously, that's a pretty strange way to eat one, but if you pull it out for yourself and try it, they actually do eat bananas this way. Now, one of the developers thought this was so ridiculous that during an interview, he decided to make fun of the animation.
Press conference thing of E3. Are you okay?
Dude, he couldn't even do it.
If you hadn't already guessed, his name is Griffin, and now this moment is immortalized in-game forever.
Is there not some nutritional benefits to banana skins?
Only to check your voicemail and realize there's a missed call from Mario. Yeah, if you ever bought from GameStop back in the day, you probably picked up Mario Galaxy, and for anyone who pre-ordered it 24 hours before release,
if Charles Martinet calls, you pick up the phone. It doesn't matter if you're at your parents' funeral. It does not matter if you're walking your dog. If you're doing anything important, you put it down and you pick up.
they'd actually get a special call from Mario himself.
Hello, it's me, Mario. Woohoo! And I'ma call you because I'm here at the GameStop where they telling me that you pre-ordered my newest and the greatest game, Super Mario Galaxy. Woohoo!
Oh, controversial take. Mario thinks that Mario Galaxy is the best Mario game. Controversial take. Any thoughts on that? Mario himself thinks it's the best one. I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of Sunshine, but of course, that's my nostalgia bias speaking. Never played 64, though I do think the Galaxy's definitely up there. Odyssey is really good too. Have they released a bad Mario game? Has that even happened yet?
Taking it from Nintendo to Lego, the details inside of these games is super impressive. Every single character always has their own personality and charm, and that's especially true for the Incredible Hulk. So in Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, if you go AFK while playing as him, he'll get impatient and eventually take it out on a poor chicken.
Hey, don't, hey, whoa, come on, man. You could have eaten that. I don't like wasting food. I'm actually a big advocate against wasting food, so the fact that the Hulk just did that, kind of cringe. I used to look up to him. Turns out the Hulk isn't really all about my values.
2 has one of the funniest Easter eggs, and it actually roasts another developer. There's a secret quest where you talk to a guy named the Liquidator, and everything he says seems to be pretty important. Well, that's
I'm the Liquidator.
the combo,
I make
and
juice.
it gives you a blueprint for Cyberhands 2177. This is a direct reference to Cyberpunk, and when you turn back, he's now disappeared, a subtle jab at the game's constant despawning of NPCs. And that's not the only time 2
Developers going in on other developers is such a risky thing because it's so hard to make a game. You can release a game with 7 billion glitches. You're just gonna make you a target if you're going in against other game developers like that. I heard that Dying Light 2 is pretty good. I heard that people didn't like it as much as the first one, though, so man, be careful with that. Watch out where you're firing those bullets, although it is kind of funny, though, if people did that.
Come together. One of the most iconic rivalries in gaming is Spyro the Dragon versus Crash Bandicoot.
I'm a base centrist when it comes to this. I am a based enjoyer of both. I think that both sides have valid points.
So naturally in the Eternal Night, it's pretty funny when you explore a level only to find Crash frozen under the ice.
Oh, no.
If there is one
The fact that they
game
use the
makes
actual model is
though,
insane.
It's gotta be Goat Simulator. In the original, if you walked into the Coffee Stain house, you could head up the stairs and find a secret minigame on the TV. But be careful because once you
Angry
start
Birds?
playing, it'll either
Or
drive
Flappy
you
Bird?
insane or become super addictive. Of course, it's Flappy Bird, or at least the Goat version of it.
Did anyone actually play Flappy Bird watching this video back in the day? I assume that a lot of you guys did because it was huge when it came out, but it was a long, long time ago now. I had it on my phone. I don't think I ever got more than 10. I think I was pretty bad at it. Man, what a game. It wasn't even that good. It was just really simple. but people enjoyed it.
Not only is this set in space, but it is way harder than the original. If you get just 10 points, you'll earn the Flatmaster achievement, which is known as one of the most infuriating trophies in the whole franchise. If
You just need
decide to
10
take
for
out
that?
your anger on a chicken instead, like Lego Hulk, make sure you don't do it in Scooby-Doo. The Spooky Swamp game is pretty old by now, but that didn't stop the devs from adding some amazing secrets. If you decide to attack an innocent chicken, they won't just sit there, they'll get revenge.
Oh my god, he Dynamax.
You could also find
Jesus
an animal
Christ.
secret in Tekken Tag Tournament 2 if you head bottom left of the historic town square. Once you're here, try to stick around long enough, and a group of dancing animals will come around the corner.
Oh, oh, that's adorable. I love it.
Honestly,
There's a
this
cat
has
on
gotta
there.
be one of the most
I love
adorable
animals
things
getting
I've
along.
ever seen. Moving on to a more
Nothing makes me happier than watching animals get along.
serious franchise, Life is Strange has a gripping story. Well, except when there's an opportunity for some Easter eggs, and let's just say the devs always take it. As you approach this door, there's a code puzzle which could eventually be solved. For any lazy players who want to break through, they could just sit here trying to guess the code all day, but once you failed it 50 times, even Max gets
50?
frustrated.
I'm going to make the designers pay for all these bull code puzzles.
In Gears of War 5 on the Asylum multiplayer map, there's trains that come through here and tear people apart. Well, that's unless you're skilled enough to dodge it at the very last second. Now, this is already pretty thrilling, but do this to both trains on the map, and the next time it drives through, Cole will be dancing.
Oh, wow. What the hell? Oh, because it's the coal train, baby. Can you imagine? Even in the Gears of War land, the trains run on time more often than the UK train system does now.
Who appears all the time as an Easter egg, it's Indiana Jones. Whether it's Fortnite or Warzone, his refrigerator's iconic. But in Far Cry New Dawn, they didn't follow the movies. He's usually meant to survive the atomic blast, except when you visit this fridge, all that's left is some bones and his famous hat.
Yeah, it was buried the wrong way. I was gonna get out.
Ubisoft's most underrated games. It may seem like a simple snowboarding game, but it's actually full of passion from the developers. And if I've learned any
It has to be. You don't make a snowboarding game expecting to make mega bucks. What's the audience for a snowboarding game? Yeah, maybe 12, maybe 15 people.
thing from making these videos, Ubisoft will put rabbits in everything no matter what.
Oh my god, why?
Speaking of passionate devs, the team
Why?
behind Fable put a ton of love into the game. That's why the Easter eggs are so good, and one of the best involves this door puzzle. You need to spell out the word hits in order to gain access, but they set you up perfectly here to spell something much worse.
Oh shit.
Someone who never shies away from cursing is Peter Griffin.
That is a little
and in his
detail.
PS2 game, Quahog is full of secrets. Like God, who is not happy if you get in his way, because
Why is God bald? How is the omnipotent master of planets and Earth bald? Are you telling me that even the perfect creature of creation had a receding hairline as well and had male pattern baldness? Does that mean that I also am okay and can be accepted for having a poor hairline and a widow's peak? You know, that really helps.
because if you interrupt him, Peter will instantly regret it.
Baldness is
More lighthearted
perfection.
secret
True.
can be found an ultra kill, or so we thought. If you manage to get inside the chimneys on the boat, you'll find a small hamster waiting for you. He is super adorable, so obviously you gotta escort him to safety, and that means heading to this giant tower. Once you reach the very top, the game's developer is trapped inside a cage. He definitely seems like the hamster's owner, so I wasn't expecting this when reuniting them.
No! Why? Oh no, the devs are psycho. It has to be a psycho. Complete psycho. Why would you do that? You had the opportunity to do anything you want with your own pets in your own video game that you create and you are the master of. You control everything and you choose to explode your own pet. I would never do that to Leo. I would never do that to Sub Noodle. I would never treat him in that way. I would only pet my noodle for luck, and that's all I would do. I'd never treat him in that way. How dare you?
Probably haven't heard of Head and Blood, right? It's an indie shooter created by one person who was inspired by retro games like Doom. But you can also tell who else influenced him by simply falling down this hole.
What the hell
Duke
am I
Nukem.
doing in Head On? This is a low-budget game.
Oh man, I used to love playing the Duke Nukem games back in the day. I think I had the one called like Time to Kill or something like that on the PlayStation 1 when I was like 5 years old. My mom had no idea. She didn't know what 18 game rated meant. She had no idea I had all the Duke Nukem games. The first thing that you do in that game is walk into a strip club. This is my childhood. This video game right here, this opening where he's like, look like it's time to kill. Come on, do it. Do it. Say the thing. Say the phrase. Say the line, Duke. Say
Looks
the
like
line.
It's time to kill.
Yes! I replayed this so many times because I didn't know how to save back in the day, so I would just replay the same level over and over again. And literally, the first thing that you see in this video game, a strip club called Bootylicious.
I'm away from home.
And that's the first thing you see in this game. I was 5 years old. I didn't even know what a strip club was. I didn't know. There was these women dancing on a pole, and I was like, oh, are they like not cold? Because they have no clothes on. It's kind of weird. Why is it playing the other video?
Duke Nukem
Bye,
is
buddy.
one thing, but Postal takes this humor to another level, especially in the second game. One of my personal favorites is in the cemetery. There's a huge grave for that beloved bookcase. Now, surely they didn't bury an actual bookcase, right? Well, just pee on the grave and you'll be in for a super weird surprise.
What? What is... What?
How about some of this? Ow. A game that
Yeah, this is definitely when the developer was super high on something.
hasn't even dropped yet as Payday 3, and somehow players are already finding secrets.
Wait, Payday 3 is not out? Dude, I swear, Payday 3 has been in limbo for years. I used to play Payday 2 with my friends on Xbox when I was like 15. Wait, was I? Oh no, it came out in 2013, so I would have been like, what, 17? How is Payday 3 not out yet? I mean, I suppose it was a live action game, so they were constantly adding stuff in, doing live action things, keeping it alive forever. But I've also heard so many people complaining about Payday 3 even though it's not out yet. So how are people complaining about it if it's not out yet? Does it look bad?
As you
Do
spawn
people
into
not
the
like
very
it?
first heist, you could turn around and notice something on the wall. There is a ton of posters with a garage for sale, rooms for rent, and even a missing cat.
No, did they find him? Wait, my cat Owen has gone missing. He might have gotten into my mushroom garden. Mushrooms for cooking, of course.
But I am way more interested in the QR code that says follow your dream with a mysterious smiley face.
If this rickrolls me, I swear to God.
To see where this went, so I just
Don't rickroll. Don't rickroll. God fucking damn it. And with that, pet your sub noodles every day and subscribe to T5G for more fantastic videos. Thank you for letting me react to these T5G. I really appreciate it. And I think these are very fun to react to. No more rickroll. No more Rick Astley. Bye.